Welcome to Created to Write, the podcast where we turn blank pages into finished work. Whether you're just starting out or ready to take your writing to the next level, you'll find encouragement, honest conversations, and practical strategies to help you grow in confidence, creativity, and craft. Grab your notebook and pen, open your laptop. Let's create words that impact the world together. Today, I have with me Peter Sinclair, who's actually not far from me. He lives just up the mountain. Welcome, Peter.
G'day, Michelle. Nice to be here.
Peter, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, my goodness. Where do I start? I live on Tambourine Mountain, which is a great source of inspiration for my writing. And I don't know how long I've been writing, but it's been quite some time. And it's something that I've really enjoyed doing and have been involved in self-publishing. I have acquired publishers and literary agents and presently back into self-publishing and targeting the North American market, which has been lots of fun.
So tell me, why are you a published author?
I've always had the desire and never really felt qualified to call myself a published author, but that inkling desire to pursue it was constant way back when I was a teenager and probably failing English on a regular basis. But I started to write lyrics. I'm a musician, so I started to write lyrics for songs. I had an English teacher that featured the poems of a guy called John Donne, Donne, quite a early English poet, and I fell in love with his poetry. So I even started writing poetry, but never thought possible that I could actually put together a book, but did so and have done on multiple occasions.
So, what kind of writer are you? Tell us a bit about your writing process.
Yeah, I like the question you promoted. Am I a plotter or a pantser? I'm both. I do have an idea and an outline, but I do love the process of just going by the seat of my pants and allowing the story to take me where it takes. And often it's very surprising. The most surprising thing is when I've just written a piece and as a grown male, I start to cry because
Oh,
I didn't see that coming.
yes. Those characters.
It's a wonderful experience.
It is. I
Mm.
agree. Those characters, they just get under your skin and then they do something you didn't expect. And it's like,
Absolutely. It just jumps up and bites you and you think, wow, that's awesome.
yes,
May it do that for my readers.
absolutely. Let's hope it does.
Mm.
So, you come from a faith background. How has that shaped your writing?
Oh, it's intertwined. There's no way in which you can separate both. When I first started writing, and some decades ago, I say, my target market were Christian business owners. And so I was writing in the inspirational, motivational field. And as a believer, I desired to inject my faith into that interesting story. The first book that I ever wrote, and the first book that I was lucky enough or fortunate enough to receive a payment for $100,000 at the time, was amazing. I had at the back of it a list of scriptures that I'd noted that related to the subject matter of what I'd written in the previous part of the book, and had successfully sold that, obviously, to some companies. But then I was approached by another company and they said, "We love your book." I said, "Great, that's fantastic." They said, "Except for one thing." I said, "What's that?" "If we're to buy that book, you need to remove all those Bible verses at the back." And I just basically said to them in no uncertain terms, "You can take your business and shove it." Because I couldn't separate my faith from what I'd written, and no money payment was going to sway me in any way.
I actually think I have one of your books.
It's quite possible. They're out there.
Because I have been a student of personal development and bought so many inspiring books and personal development books. And I'm looking at your name going, I think I've got one of your books from
You
years ago.
probably do. You probably do. Because
I'm going to have to dust it off and have a look at it.
yeah, yeah, my early ventures into writing, which was really a wonderful starting point, writing in the area of non-fiction. But in the last number of years, I had this secret desire. I wanted to write fiction,
Yes.
and that's been a wonderful transition. I really had to learn that again. Hired a
Mm.
coach to teach me how to write that, but I must admit I enjoy it greatly.
So, what
Mm.
are you working on now?
Well, I started when I embarked upon the fiction journey. I thought, what books do I like? What do I read? And I've been reading the Bible all my life, and I said, it's full of thrillers. So I actually embarked on writing a set of thrillers, and it's yet to be published because there was a bit of a detour that occurred. One was set in Iraq, the second was set in Israel, and I had an Australian detective who was travelling over there to find the source of those who had murdered. And obviously in Iraq, he was having a look at Cain, and in Israel, he was checking out King David. But I reached a point where I acquired a literary agent, and there was no real movement of those books. And I just sat myself one day and thought, do I want to stay here and maybe be here the next 2 or 3 years and still not get my books out into the market? And I said to myself, no. And I had a secret desire to write for children for years. Absolutely thought I was incompetent and could never even achieve such a thing. But I embarked upon the journey of writing a series about a little girl who lived on a mountain that overlooked the ocean. Sounds familiar? And it's the Sophie Simpleton series, and the name says it all. And I've taken this unextraordinary girl in the eyes of all that lived around her in the 1970s, which was my era. And she reveals how extraordinary she really is. And so I'm in the third book right now of the series. 2 have been published, and having a ball, enjoying it greatly.
Yeah, it's a fun story. It's a fun read. I've read it, and then I handed it on to one of my nieces. Great. It's a great book. Very cute.
Yeah, lots of fun to write.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what's a lie that you've had to fight off in your writing career?
The greatest lie is, as you sit down in front of a blank page, is there is no way you're going to squeeze one single further word out of your brain. And how do you overcome that? You just write. When I write, I have a discipline. I discipline myself, and I always discipline myself even from the very first book I wrote. And I challenge myself every time I'm in the writing process of the book that I will not leave my desk until I've written the 1,000th word. I might be at 995, and so I put an and, but if, then, maybe. And I've sort of cheated, but I've achieved the goal. But that really drives me and forces me to set. And sometimes that 1,000 words comes in an hour. Sometimes that 1,000 words takes 6 hours. Mm-hmm. But it drives the work forward.
I set myself goals like that too. And I'll often start just typing out twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Yeah.
Just to get numbers down, just to get words on the page, just to get it something.
One author gave me a great tip, and that was, when you finish your writing session, write the first 5 or 6 words of the next session, so that you're actually not coming back to a blank page. And I don't stick to it all the time, but when things are tough, I've found that as great help, that you've at least got a starting point, at least got an idea.
Yeah, and because I'm a pantser too, and I like to go, oh, this is going to happen, then this is going to happen, then this is going to happen. So then I know where my brain was going as I stopped the day before when I sit down.
Absolutely.
That's great advice.
During the writing process, you've got to watch out. I have dreams the night before about what I'm going to write the next day. It's really strange, but that's the process. It does.
It takes over. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching today, and please hit that like and subscribe button because it will help others find this podcast so they can too be inspired. Now, what more advice do you have in your incredible mind to help others get on their journey of writing?
Just write. People ask me, why do I write? Why am I a published author? I said simply is I'm compelled to write. I cannot but write. I'm a communicator through the written word, whether it's an email, whether it's a story. Just keep writing. And the way to become a better writer is just to keep writing.
Great advice, Peter. Thank you for joining me today. And I'm going to drop your links below so everyone can go and follow you as well.
Much appreciated.
Thanks for hanging around till the end. If you've enjoyed today's episode, I'd love for you to leave a review and share the podcast with a friend. And while you're at it, jump into your favorite bookseller site and leave a review of a book you've loved reading. Until next time, keep reading, keep writing, and always remember you were created to create, and perhaps you were created to write.